Hello everyone, and welcome to Auntie Zaza's Fireside Chat. And we're tuning in from Auntie Zaza's Fiberworks and Yarn Shop right here in the center of Easton, a couple doors down from Farmer's Daughter, across the street from Bill's. And we're just excited to be here. We have loads of classes and workshops that happen throughout the month, and we have all of the specialty yarn needles and crochet hooks, and you can even go shopping online at auntiezazas.com, and we can send it to you. So today, I've given you a little highlight about the project that I am wearing. This is a shawl that I designed that will be featured in this year's Cape and South Shore Yarn Haul, which is a collaborative of 7 yarn shops that go from Easton down to Harwich. And you get a passport, go from shop to shop, and each of us has unique things to offer, as well as really fun activities, artists, designers, demonstrations, door prizes, grand prize, and more. So come on down and join us for that. That will be the last week in September. We hope to see you. And as part of today's demonstration, I thought it would be useful to show you what it looks like to start this shawl, because it's a technique that I think many of you will find quite wonderful. For those of you that are familiar with it, it's a tab technique where the shawl is actually constructed from the back of the neck. I'm going to show you this crocheted version. Just so that you know. So you begin the project right in the center of the back of your neck, and then it builds with increases. This is crochet, and you can see there's an increase at the edge. Maybe you can see there's a little line that goes right there. There's another one right down the back. There's another one here and another one here. So those are the series of increases that cause the garment to turn into a triangle. And on this project, there's an increase that happens at the beginning of each row, and then there are 2 increases that happen right along the spine. So I think I will just go ahead and show you my technique. It's not my technique. I don't know whose technique it is, and I do think whoever thinks up these things in knitting and crochet, they're just absolutely brilliant. Anyway, this is one that I really, really love. So you make a little tab like this, and it's just 9 rows. So whoops, I'll go ahead and I'll start and show you what our little tab. I'm gonna just pull it out and start from the beginning. So you're gonna, I like to do what I call a breast cancer ribbon, and I hold the string between my thumb and my fingers. I go up and over my index finger, and I make a little X like that. And then I'm going to pull the loop through to begin. Just like that. Then what you can do is go in and make your T and pull it through and place your stitch right up on the beginning. Go in between, wrap it around, and pull it in between those 2 stitches and put it right up on your left tip. And there's a cast on of 3. This is called a cable cast on. Cable cast on is quite nifty if, let's say, you're making a garment that's like the shape of a T, for the body goes up, and then you cast on 23 stitches to make an arm. That's useful. So you're increasing stitches right from the side of your work. And then what you're going to do, I see my plastic needle tip is broken. That's very fancy. Go ahead and you cast on your 3 stitches, and then you're just going to knit every row for 9 rows. So for those of you who aren't familiar, I like to say in through the front door, once around the back, peek through the window, out jumps Jack. stab it in, wrap it around, peek it through, jump it off. You can do that. That would be so easy, right? Then you switch hands. If you've ever wanted to learn how to knit, I'm a very good teacher, if I say so myself. Okay, stab it in, and then you peek it through, like go through the little archway, jump it off, stab it in, wrap it around, peek it through, jump it off, in, around, peek it through, jump it off, and then you switch hands. So your work is in the right hand, switch it over to your left. And I like to say, bring the string forward and put the bump down. Don't worry if this guy is big. He has to go over 2 rows. Get it in, wrap it around, peek it through, jump it off. So you're going to keep doing that until you have 9 rows. This is fun. You make a little tab, and then what you're going to do is you're going to go turn it 90 degrees. I don't know if you've ever seen this in a pattern, but the first time I saw it, I'm like, what are they talking about? So you get your 9 rows. I don't know if you've ever counted rows, but it kind of is confusing, and it's a really, really, really good skill to build, right? It's just very, very useful. So I've got my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have to do 3 more. Each of this, what I'm doing is a little garter stitch tab, and each bump that you see, it's kind of like a mountain, that equals 2 rows. So you're looking at, when you see those ridges, you're actually looking at both 1, 2, 3. I've already got it. You're looking at both the front and the back of the work. So here we have our 9. 1, where my thumb is down here, is our cast on row. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 is on the needle. And then it says turn it 90 degrees and pick up 3 stitches. So what you're going to do is, in between each of these ridges, you're going to pick up the border stitch. And to pick up a stitch, you're just stabbing it in with your tip, and that's going to be your new stitch. Wrap it around and peek it through. Here's the next one. Stab it in. See the 2 ridges? Stab it in between those ridges, wrap it around, peek it through. And then there's 1 more. See it right there? Stab it in, wrap it around, peek it through. Now we have 6 stitches, 3 from the top of the tab and 3 from along the side of the rectangle. Now we're going to turn it another 90 degrees. What? And then we're going to pick up 3 more stitches. So I don't really think it matters in this. I'm going to pick up this one, and this one, just because I can see them. I'm sure you could figure out a more polished way to do it, but this works perfectly fine. So I picked up 1 from the corner. Here's another one, and here's another one. All I'm going to do is stab it in, wrap it around, and then kind of pluck the yarn out. And again, stab it in and pluck the yarn out. Now I'm going to count and make sure that I have 9. So I have 3 that came from the end of the tab, and 3 that came from the side of the tab, and 3 that came from the cast on edge. Now I'm going to turn the work, and I'm just going to knit all 3. This is going to allow us to do our increase row at the beginning and the middle of the right side of the work. If you read in the pattern, it's going to say the RS. The RS means the right side. The right side means the public side. The wrong side doesn't mean it's wrong. It's the side that's facing your skin. That's the wrong side, or the back of the work. So what I'm going to do at the start of every row is knit 2 and do an increase with a KFB into the third stitch. So I knit 2. Now a KFB increase is very easy, and it's doing what it says, K for knit into the front and the back. That's what the B is, KFB, both into the front and the back of the stitch. So what that's going to look like is stab it in like regular old knitting, wrap it around, peek it through, but don't jump it off this time. Take your needle and kind of swing it around to the back strand, way back here. I don't know if you can see that. Right, so this is the front. Now way around here is the back of the stitch, and I'm going to go ahead and knit that, peek it through, and jump it off. Now I just made 1 stitch into 2, so I did my knit 2, and that's my KFB. It looks a little like a pearl right there in front. Then I'm going to knit 1, and this now is going to become my center stitch here. You can buy really lovely stitch markers of a variety of sizes and colors, and they've got cute little animals on them sometimes, or beautiful beads. Or you can do what I just did and take a little bit of yarn and make a little loop. So what I'm going to do is come up to my center stitch. So when you look at your work, your center stitch is actually going to be 5 stitches from the end of your row. And it's also 5 stitches here. So we've already done our increase. We did 1 more stitch. Now we're going to put our marker. Whoops, I'm going to put my marker, over on my left needle, because before I come to my marker, I want to do an increase, and we're going to do a different type of an increase here. Before this stitch, we're going to do a make 1 right. After the stitch, we're going to do a make 1 left, only on the front of our work. So here we're going to take this strand. This is the strand that goes from the stitch before to the one below. There's a little bar, and I'm going to go ahead and put it on, but I'm going to drape it with my needle coming from the back to the front, and I call this the left leg is in front. Right, if you look at the stitch, it's kind of like a U. That's the right leg, and this is the left leg. So we want to put the needle in the back to the front, so the left stitch is showing in the front. Now you're going to knit into it. So you come over to where your thumb is. It's a little tight. Right is tight. A make 1 right is tight. That's how I remember it. You come in like this, and it feels a little tight. Tee and back, just like regular knitting. Wrap it around, peek it through, jump it off. Then slip your marker, and now we're going to knit that middle stitch. On the front of the work, we're always going to knit it. On the back of the work, we're always going to purl it. Now we're going to make a stitch right after that center one, and this one we're going to do make 1 left. To make it left, the left needle goes from the front to the back, and then you knit in back. That's the increase. I'm going to show you again. So find your bar, go from the front to the back, and knit in back. That's going to be a make 1 left. What happens is this is going to be a nice little design decor, and I'll show you the completed shawl. You're just going to, once you get past that center marker, all you're going to do is just knit to the end. It's very, very easy. And now to begin, what are we going to do? Begin every row, knit 2, and then what are we going to do? An increase. KFB into the third stitch. So remember, regular knitting. Oops, I'll start it over. So here's the KFB. Stab it in, wrap it around, peek it through. Don't jump it off. Swing it around and go into the back of the stitch. Wrap it around, peek it through, and there's your increase. Now we're going to go to 1 stitch before our marker. Just knit till 1 stitch before, knit, knit. Here's our marker. Here's 1 stitch. This one we're always going to purl. That's our center stitch. And what that's going to do is make a beautiful knit stitch that's going to go right up through the back of the shawl. This is kind of the easy row. The easy row means all there is just one increase and one purl. Otherwise, you just knit the whole thing. Then you turn your work. I always like to say, put the string forward. See how when the string is in the back, it kind of looks like 2 stitches? But if I bring it forward and I put the bump down, it's only 1. You always want to make sure your string's forward and the bump is down, and then just go on top of that bump. Otherwise, if you do 2, then you knit those 2, guess what's going to happen? You're going to increase a stitch. It's going to start growing on the sides. Okay, this is what we do every row. Increase in the beginning, knit 2 for your border, then do your increase, KFB, in through the front, flip it around, in through the back, jump it off. Now what do? Go to the marker and do our increases. Here we go, 1. Now you see each time you do it, you're going to have more stitches in between. It's already starting to get bigger. Find your bar. The first one is make one right. Go in the back to the front under that bar, and then knit 1 stitch. I'm splitting it. Don't do that. Then we slip our little marker. All I do to slip it is, whoops, take it off of the left, put it on to the right, just like that. This one you can already see it's just going to be just knit always on the front and always purl it on the back. Okay, now our next one is an increase. So it goes increase, slip the stitch, knit the stitch, increase. This one is our make one left. The needle goes from the back to the front. Then we just knit in back. Easy peasy, and guess what we do? This is the fun part, just knit to the end. So easy, right? This is the whole thing. You're just going to go knit, 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 knit till the cows come home. You make it as big or as little as you want. You could do a bandana with this one. You know, like if you don't really feel like it. Okay, so we're ready to start our new row. This is the wrong side of the work. Knit 2, always increase at the beginning of the row. KFB, simple, simple, simple. Now you're going to go to 1 stitch before that marker, and what are we going to do? Purl. 1 stitch before the marker. There it is. Purl it. Slip the marker. Slip the marker is SM. Take it off of the left, put it on to the right, yarn to the back, because now we're going to knit, and just knit all the way to the end. And that's going to be the whole thing. You just keep happily doing that until you get it as big as you want. And then I used a little bit less than 2 hanks of the white to make the white. So probably about 400, maybe 440 yards, something like that. Because I'm making a summer shawl, I've chosen a cotton. This is a mercerized cotton called Pima cotton, made by Cascade, but we have a number of other varieties in the shop that you can check out, and they're ones that are multicolored as well. And I'll show you what it's starting to look like on the needle. Whoops, let me show you that increase one more time. So here I am before. It goes, when you make the right, think I'm going to be right back. That means that the left needle is going to go in the back. And when it's right, it's tight. That's how I always remember it. Be right back. I don't know. It helps me to know that. Go in the back. You can start to see how that pretty little spine is. That's what I call it, the spine of the shawl. Okay, this is going to be our make one left. So my left tip is going to go front to back. And now I'm going to knit into the back of the stitch and knit to the end. So pretty. Yeah, so I did 1 on the shawl I'm wearing. I did 1 hank of the sage, 1 hank of the salmon colored, and then 2 hanks of the white or the off-white. On the needle, it kind of looks semicircle, but if it were off the needle, I'll be dramatic. You want to see? I'll be dramatic. Wah! You can see that it's actually is going to be flat because I've got the increase here, and 2 in the center. And you can see this little center line. I'll show you this on the shawl. It's very pretty. That's a pretty little design. And the make one right and the make one left cause there to be a little decorative stuff happening on either side of this center piece. Well, thank you for tuning in to Auntie Zaza's Fireside Chat. We're glad that you're here, and we thank Easton Community Access Television for the opportunity to film the show and talk about knitting and crochet. And we look forward to seeing you around. Stop on by and say hi to us and come see what it looks like. It's very colorful and fun in here and cozy. And you can find us at auntie.zaza.com. You can find us on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok. So thanks for tuning in and following us as we grow. Take care. Bye.